Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Vintage Story on the Aura Fury server. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. So it has been a little bit of time since I have done any recording on the server. And yes, we are coming up on winter again. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But the good news is we don't have any issues with food this time around. So we've got lots of stuff planted and fully grown, lots of grain, lots of vegetables. And I also have a huge amount of storage for all of the food as well. So if we pop down here and take a look in these crates, we've got lots of soybeans, and I mean lots of soybeans. We have a decent amount of berries. We also have still a lot of our pickled vegetables from the previous year. So these should still last all the way through winter, which is absolutely great. Also, all of the grain vessels are completely filled. So, yeah, we've got food, and more food. So, another thing that I have been doing between episodes is lots and lots of prospecting. So, there is a massive cave underneath the base, and I have been doing a lot of prospecting down there, and we can kind of see it on the mini-map. So if we look around here, all of these red spots are tin. Tin, 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 and more tin, except for one of these, which was cinnabar. And I guess this copper is done now as well. So yeah, I've been going around the caves, and I'll just periodically break a rock and see if I get anything with the prospecting pick. And obviously I have. If we take a look in here, we have a little bit of bismuthinite, quite a few copper nuggets, which also you can see I've got a tin bronze pickaxe. I've got 3 more tin bronze pickaxes here on the shelf, and then I've started stacking up ingots too. So we have 68 copper ingots and 10 tin bronze ingots at the moment. And then also we have a tin bronze prospecting pick. We have an extra tin bronze sword. We're rocking a tin bronze sword at the moment. So yeah, it is really... things are looking up. But yeah, lots of tin. Look at all this tin. And then we've got the poor tin as well. We did get a crystallized chunk. We also got a whole bunch of poor copper from a copper vein that was down at the bottom of the world. And then the cinnabar, which will allow us to label things with red. So, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that one. But the labeling is something that I think we're going to be doing a lot of today. Because what I would really like to do is get this big mess of a chest area cleaned up. And that means we need to get the interior of the pyramid taken care of. So if we come in here, we've got a decent space inside of here, and this is going to be our storeroom. Now I'm going to remove these birch planks and flatten this down, and then we'll figure out where we're going to be entering this. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's got to be figured out here. You know, what we're going to put for the floor, how we're going to do the walls. Do we want to have pillars in here to make it look like it's holding up the top of the pyramid? All kinds of stuff needs to be taken care of. Also, we have a pig down in a pit down in here, so we'll need to deal with him, or I guess her, because that is a sow. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look into. So let me start by pulling down all of these birch planks and see how things go from there. So we're starting to get the inside of the pyramid set up. I've got all of the birch planks removed, got the ground leveled off. I filled in the hole over here in the corner and over on this side. And yeah, we have most of what this is going to be like in here. But one of the biggest issues that I have been kind of pondering about here is how I was going to put the entrance into this. And I think this is what I'm actually going to do. So we have our staircase leading up to the top of the pyramid here. And then just a block away from that, I have placed a set of double doors. Now, I think we'll probably end up putting these in multiple locations around the pyramid, most likely in the areas that we anticipate the highest amount of traffic. So I actually think we'll have two sets of double doors on this side. I'm kind of feeling like two sets of double doors on this side and maybe two sets on this side. But this side over here, because of the fact that it faces into the bay, or this lake, I don't see a lot of traffic coming in from this side. If we expand over into this area, we'll make a path around the bottom of the lake here, and that would come into the south side of the pyramid, not the west side. So I'm not entirely sure on that. But for now, that's what we're going to plan on. I suppose I'll knock a couple more holes into this. I've got a few more wooden doors on me. But the next thing is to start bringing all of the chests and storage crates and all of that stuff in here, because we've got a lot of them to come in, and I need to get an idea of how we're going to lay the interior out in here. And now the number of chests and storage crates that I have out there, I want to be able to put at least double that amount inside of the pyramid here. And there may be such a thing that we put a second floor on this, but right now I'm liking the open aesthetic here. I kind of feel like we need to run some pillars up to the top to support that, and then also like these walls, this needs to be filled in for sure in this first block space, and possibly so that it's flush on this face right here. Definitely going to give that a little bit of thought while I'm starting to move these chests around. So let me get to that and bring you guys back in a little bit and we'll take a look at it. My gosh, this is a ridiculously long and drawn out process. I have been moving chests for a decent amount of time. We've got a little bit of a wall started here and a whole bunch of crates over there, and I've been constantly breaking all of this stuff. But yeah, it is taking forever to move all of this stuff. So there's a couple of things to talk about here. First off, I decided to make the walls really thick and solid at the base. And so that kind of adds to a strength aesthetic here. But it also allows us to have our doors set into the pyramid a little bit. I like that idea a little bit more. Now the other thing is, I've been thinking about how we are going to be getting down into the cellar. So that is a question that had been asked quite a bit when I started making the pyramid, and especially when the stairs leading up to the top of the pyramid ended up being directly above the cellar entrance. And I think I've come up with a solution for that as well. So what I'm thinking we will do is we will dig a set of stairs going down this way, and we will break a shovel apparently. I believe, yeah, I believe we have some out here. And yeah, all of those tools have got to move too. But we'll dig these down on both sides of the cellar, and this will allow us to get down into that space alongside the cellar. And here, let me get my torch up there so that we can see. But so, yeah, we can see we can actually get down alongside this without actually interfering with the cellar itself. So that is really nice. We'll bring the stairs down and then have them connect and then go back into the cellar. Really like that. So that is the solution there. But yes, lots and lots of chests to move, lots of storage crates to move. Just in general, we have a lot of things to move here. Now, at the moment, the chests are just being placed randomly. Right now, what I'm really trying to figure out is how many chests there are, how many storage crates there are, you know, that type of stuff. And I'm actually going to go ahead and place these back in here because, I mean, honestly, I don't really feel the need at the moment to be able to get into that from here. We know how we're going to do it now, and so I don't want to fall into a pit while I'm moving all of this stuff. But yeah, I'm just more than anything trying to figure out how many of these chests I've got laying around and everything else. So yeah, there are so many chests here. I did not realize how many I had. So I'm going to keep moving these around. We'll see how things look here in a little bit. Well, that took an awful long time to move all of this stuff in here. I also kind of moved a few of the collapsed chests and the table and chair and all of that. Brought all the tannin and the lime water in here. Got all of these barrels over here that will be able to be used for composting, which, yeah, we've got some composting going on. Thankfully, we can move these crates when they are full, whether they're sealed or not, doesn't matter. And you can put an unsealed barrel that, like this strong tannin, I was able to put those on my back. So that kind of sped things up a little bit. But I do have to say, this looks really strange out here now. You know, all of that stuff that we've had laying around here for who knows how long is finally gone. When it gets to be daylight, I'm actually going to be able to look around here and see what's going on. But also, I noticed when I came out here, we have another bighorn sheep ewe down in this pit. So we really need to get these animals into the location that we want them, which actually I kind of want them out in the east a little bit. So if we look here, I'm kind of wanting this area to be more of the industrial area of the base. So we'll have like our storage and smithing and all of that stuff. But I want this area over here to be more of the agricultural area. So we have our terraced gardens here. And no, that is not terrorist. It is terraced. There's a big difference. But so we have our terraced gardens here. And then behind that, I kind of want to make some pastures and animal pens so that we can have our livestock over there. I think that's a nice idea. And then over here, we'll have all of our industrial things. So yeah, that is definitely something that's going on. I also kind of changed this down so this is no longer sticking up in the air. And also that will make it a lot easier when I go down into the caves, because we shouldn't get as many mob spawns, at least during the day. So yeah, that is definitely a thing. So the next thing that I want to work on, of course, I do need to work on getting these organized and get more chests, try to figure all that out. But the next thing that I want to work on here is actually getting the entrance down into the cellar laid out and placed in. So I am going to get after that now so that we can finally seal this wall here. We won't have to have this just a gaping hole in the side of the pyramid here. But I'm also going to go ahead and shut the doors, and there we go. All right, well, I'm going to work on this for a little bit, try to make it look decent, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So people have asked, what do I do when a temporal storm hits? So, yeah, if you've ever seen this weird little pillar in the center of my base area with a pit underneath it, this is what I do in a temporal storm. I climb up a ladder and I hide like a little bee. So, yeah, that is my solution to temporal storms. So after the temporal storm, I will go down and kill all of the guys that have fallen into the pit, also the ones that have spawned in my gardens. And there has been a bit of question as to whether or not the drifters can spawn on the tilled farmland. And so, yes, they can. I have seen many of them spawn on those areas. And that only happens during temporal storms. As far as I can tell, they will not spawn on tilled farmland during just the normal course of the game. So yeah, this is the solution currently for temporal storms. That will change here very soon, because from what I understand, there are some ranged drifters that will be coming into the game here fairly soon. So with the addition of don't want to get down there, but with the addition of ranged drifters, that means that they will be able to shoot us while we are sitting up here. So either we'll have to pillar up a lot higher to avoid them, or we have to make some type of a mob-proof bunker, kind of like I did in my Season 2 world. Now, that would require a little bit of experimentation. And speaking of experimentation, so I have been doing some experiments in a creative world to try to figure out ways that we could automatically kill drifters. Now, I did figure out a way, and it involved chiseling off the front edge of the top half of a block by 2 voxels, and then having lava above it. Now, one of the things with drifters dying in lava is they will burn up and just completely disappear. So to avoid that, I found out that if you place a half slab on the bottom half underneath the lava, they don't burn. So by having the drifters be down by half a block and then be able to walk into those 2 voxels that we've chiseled out in the block that is under the lava, we can actually have them touch the lava without being burnt up when they die. So that is something I may show that some other time. I was actually thinking about trying to make a mob spawner in this episode, but time got away from me. You know, we went from summer to late fall very quickly. There's just too much stuff that I need to do in the meantime. So the mob spawner has to wait, unfortunately. That, very definitely, that is something that I want to do, because I know that temporal gears are always something that we are looking for, and if we could find a way to get temporal gears quickly, and also rusty gears for that matter, we could very much make a killing on this server selling temporal gears. So, yeah. But I guess I have to wait for the temporal storm to end, and then we will come back and maybe start taking a look at what we're going to do for the floor inside of the pyramid, and maybe even get a little bit of pathwork coming out from the front of it. So, yeah, I got a bit more waiting to do. I'll see you guys in a little bit. This looks so much different with all of that stuff gone. I don't even know what to make of it. Oh god, it feels strangely disturbing not seeing all that stuff. Oh well. Well, I do have to say, I very much appreciate the things that we are able to do with the chisel in this game. So if we look here, we have a staircase. It is 1.5 blocks wide. That is something that we can't do in other games that shall remain nameless. But, I mean, we can make an actual half-slab wall. You know, we can do a half-slab division here. And so our staircase can come down, and we get a little bit of depth because we can have, you know, chunks sticking out of the corner. And we have the ability to have thin divisions. And the multi-block chiseling gives us even more power than that. So, yeah, I absolutely love that. Now, the other thing is this is a lot of andesite. So I'm kind of feeling like there needs to be a little bit of other types of blocks in here. For now, I'm just mainly trying to get the shape that I want. And once this all gets figured out, then I will probably come back in here and change some of it to be, like maybe we'll change the pathway to be sandstone. Put a little bit of basalt detail into these. I don't know for sure what all I am going to do. So that is something that I will be working on in the future. For now, I am mainly looking at making this be a bit more of a functional thing. So actually on this one, we need stairs. And I think I would prefer to put a stair in right here as well. So if I grab that and grab the stairs, we'll put a stair on each one. And this is the power of this chisel. So we'll chisel both of these blocks, and then we will just add the piece that is needed to cover up that block of dirt. Now this is one thing that I'm not overly happy about the chisel. We can see the stairs, the normal stairs have their pattern running side to side, whereas the chiseled stairs have them running up and down. And the pattern on the blocks is not directional either. So it doesn't make any difference. So let's grab some cobblestone and go up here into the top. So if we place blocks down like this, cobblestone lines go straight away from us. But if we place down blocks like this, the cobblestone lines are going across. So yes, it doesn't matter. The texture is based on the directions in the world, not the directions that you place them. There's a few blocks like that. Hay blocks are one of them, and I would really like to see cobblestone be able to have that directional placement as well, because I mean we can already do that with logs. So if we grab some logs, you know, we can place that to face up, or we can place it to face sideways. You know, it doesn't matter. So the mechanic is already in the game. It's just whether or not it is implemented. And I would love to see that implemented, I will say that. But yes, we have our entrance down into the cellar. We can do something here. And I just don't know what we want to do here. Now, another thing, as I was looking at this, I feel like we need some reinforcing pieces on these walls. And maybe that is one of the things that we'll do here, is put a large reinforcing archway that runs all the way across the pyramid, and we would have that on, you know, the cardinal directions. That might be something that would really help. And then we put some smaller reinforcing areas on the sides or something. I'm not sure, because this definitely doesn't quite feel right at the moment. There is something about it that just does not feel right. So that is what we're going to be looking at here. And where are we going to put you? I keep moving this elk painting, and I just don't know where to put it. Right now, I just don't have a spot. And the biggest problem with this is a two-center build. Two-center builds don't work very good sometimes. So, now the other thing is I need to figure out what we're going to do with the floor. The path, I can pretty much figure that out. And also, we are kind of looking at the possibility of using gravel along the side of the path. Basalt gravel, to be precise. So, yeah, I actually kind of want to see what that's going to look like. But we need to figure out what we're going to use for the floor in here, because this is a bit more of an issue. This is an interior space. It should have a proper floor. So, yeah, I need to do a little bit, figure out what we want to do with the floor in here. And I'm actually thinking that might be the way to do it. So we'll have 2 wide walkways going between, do we want to go, you know what? No, we're going to go 3 wide walkways between rows of chests. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, and then we'd have more chests here, and those would be facing the walkway. Then we could have more stuff here, but then we have a 2 center, or do we have a 4 center? Okay, so we would have these 3 would be the path, then we'd have 2 that would be chests. So yeah, then we would have 4 in the middle, 2 chests, and then 3 that would be path again. I don't know that I really like that. I don't know. I'll see what I can come up with on that. But I think what I'm probably going to do is a little bit of multi-chiseling. So the thing that I think I want to do, we'll have the sandstone pathway come in, and we're going to put a little bit of basalt border along the bottom on the outside. And that border is going to go over and along the underside of our crates and chests. And underneath the crates and chests, and anything else that's not walkway in here, that's where we're going to use the andesite. So I think that will make this look a lot more interesting. So I'm going to try to do a little work on that. We'll see what it looks like, and I will be back in a little bit. So looking at it here, I like the way that this looks, but I have to say, I mean, as far as the colors are concerned, but I have to say I don't really care for the way that it goes from 2 blocks wide to 3 blocks wide here. So actually, here, let's try this. So it's very unfortunate, I'm actually running out of sandstone. So yeah, that kind of stinks. So we'll go ahead and place those 2 down. We'll go ahead and do this. And yeah, whatever. We'll go like that. So, I mean, that kind of looks a little bit better in my opinion. Let's put a little bit of lighting here. Yeah, I think we're actually going to go that route. Now, I do have some ideas of some things that we can do with the chests to give a little bit more visual interest. And so I do think that I am going to be doing that. And that may change the path that the path needs to go, or the trail, the walkway, whatever. That may change that. And that may also change the design that I have in my mind for how we're going to actually do the pathway inside of the pyramid. So that is definitely something, but I need to get a lot more sandstone. I am out of sandstone. We have 3 sandstone, cobblestone, and I believe right here we have 5 stones left. So there is very little in the way of sandstone here. I need to go out to my quarry area and get tons of sandstone. But I think I'm going to have to work on that between episodes because I am out of time. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on or anything that you would like to see, be sure to leave that down in the comments. Check out the video description for a list of the mods that we are using. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch if you want to catch the live streams. So the last video was a live stream replay, and we will be having a live stream tomorrow. So if you want to be there, be sure to follow me on Twitch and get notification for when I go live. But yeah, that's going to be it. So see you next time. Bye.